Welcome to day 2 of the Katameya Dunes Championship, event 3 on the Mediterranean Tour Winter Series 2018. And it's been a very interesting day, especially on the cut side of things, with over 35 players making the cut. We have with us the leader after 2 rounds, with a great round today and backing up a good round from yesterday, Duncan Stewart from Scotland. How are you, Duncan?
Very well, thank you.
How was your round today?
It was interesting at the start. It was either very good or very bad, but recovered well at the turn and finished off nicely to be in a good position going into tomorrow.
Right. You take a one-shot lead into tomorrow. How does that affect anything that you do overnight?
Nothing overnight, but we'll see how things go tomorrow, and hopefully, coming down the last few holes, we've got hopefully a few shots in the tank. But you just never know, because guys are there that could take it deep tomorrow, and you could be 4 behind after 6 holes, in your level par. So just have to wait and see what happens.
Tell us a little bit about the round. Where did you make your birdies?
I made birdie at 2, 3, 8, 9, and 11. Had a good few bogeys in there at the start as well. It was bizarre. As I say, it was either really good or really bad, but I had a lot of good chances in the last 6, 7 holes, just couldn't convert them. But playing really nicely, and weather's great, and it's the conditions couldn't be any better. So just enjoying myself out here.
Great. And you've played the first 2 events. This is your 3rd event on the Mediterranean Tour. How does this golf course compare?
This is very good. It's a good test. You've got to hit. There's a lot of holes where you've got to really just stand up and hit really good shots. The greens, are tricky if you get on the wrong side. There's a few good chances out there as well, but even then you've got to get on the right side of the hole, because there's a lot of very, very soft slopes on the greens, and they're very tricky to hole putts on.
I know tomorrow's going to be a tough day, probably another warm one. So we wish you all the best of luck going in with a one-shot lead into the final round. Never easy. So I hope you have a good night's sleep and play well tomorrow.
Perfect. Thanks very much.
Today's been moving day, and it really has been a very exciting day for all the guys at the top of the leaderboard and the bottom of the leaderboard. Leading the pack is Duncan Stewart at 6 under par, followed closely by Sam Forgan at 5 under, with Ross Killett at 4 under, just behind them in the group before the last group tomorrow. And it was a very interesting day at the cut line, with 35 players making the cut, so it should be a very interesting day tomorrow for the final round. Please follow our live scoring on www.mediterraneantour.com for the scores throughout the day, and be sure to follow our social media for live reports as we go out through the day. Have a lovely evening, everybody.